Hey guys, how's it going today? I wanted to make a video talking about um, some recent events and this upcoming Dracula collaboration, but it is a rerun, and there's been some controversy about it in the community. People have been talking about it a lot, um, and I wanted to kind of clear things up about it so that you guys can kind of look at it yourself. I'll show you everything the devs have said, and you know, and some patterns of what the devs usually say, to kind of compare to understand what it means. But anyways, Geared on Your 3 is coming. That's pretty cool. We'll have extra currency to buy things. Void Earth Epilogue, I don't know too much about this yet, but surely it'll be something interesting. And now this is what I want to talk about today mainly, is that Count Dracula's collaboration rerun is coming on April 23rd, and that is within about a week or so. And the issue is that, some people didn't think that they would return, or didn't think that they would return so soon, or not at all, or, you know. And, well, first I'll pull up the heroes. I already have Dracula over here. Dracula was the ancient exclusive hero. He was summonable in 90 summons, and essentially, especially with his awakenings at A5, his A3 is strong, his A1 is good, his A5 makes him just really, really good in PvP, like arena, single target arena, anti-air arena, and also GVG. So a lot of late game stuff, but um, a lot of people, well, not a lot of people, but a decent amount of people that are late game and have a big focus on PvP got him to A5. And they put Soulstones in because, he was from a collaboration, and it didn't seem like it was coming back, is what a lot of people are saying. And so, sorry, I'll look at the other units real quick. There was a free one that I won't really go over. Here is Mina. Mina was one of the Mina was kind of like the limited hero, and there's the Van Helsing over here. Van Helsing was kind of he was a regular 20x banner, and then there was a free unit. Let me find him really quickly, and we can move on from the heroes. Vlad Dracula, and we got four pretty cool heroes. Dracula being very strong and dominant. Mina is solid after she'll get her buff. But anyways, I want to talk about what did the devs say, and I'm gonna have here pulled up over here in the corner. The devs say that this question is asking essentially, hey, we kind of want some clarity on, is this event going to return? Like, is this collab going to come back? And, this was about like a few weeks into it, so it's like very early on. And they said that, hey, we don't currently have any plans to rerun this. And you can interpret that how you will. I just want to show it to you. My interpretation is that it says currently no plans. So it doesn't fully rule out the possibility that perhaps we might have it in the future, which we are having now. And so with that, it says that's what that says, right? And the second thing I want to talk about is the in-game, or the notice that the game shows out, and I'll put these up in the corner once again. Here is the Dracula one with the Valderon, and it says time limited event, right? It just says like time limited. And really quickly, I'm going to pull up a very recent one that just happened, Beatrix and Graves. It says the same thing, time limited, right? And that is kind of the pattern that I wanted to show you guys, that the devs will say, the devs are going to say time limited. Here, let me see if I can even find it in here somewhere. Maybe I can, maybe not. Yeah, there's no banner right now for me to show for the in-game version, but essentially it says time limited, and you can read that how you will. But also note that it says time limited for every single banner. So I don't know if there was some sort of major communication going around that was kind of saying, hey, this will never come back. That I don't know. I can't confirm that. I also don't know if there's any other sources that I didn't look for, because I checked on the Discord in the game news, the dev insights, where they respond to some questions, and the server news. And this is what I found: these main two pieces, the dev insight directly responding to the question, and this kind of example that you can see. And so that is essentially what's been going on. And people are saying that this was, they didn't think that I was going to return, and I want you guys to be able to decide by yourself, determine yourself instead of just listening and following along to anything you hear. That, hey, do you think it's reasonable or not that the devs are, rerunning this event for us? And I do have a criticism that I will add myself, is that this is pretty recent. Like I said, let me just go back to it. This is coming next week, and this was run 5 months ago. And perhaps there's some issues with in general because we have other heroes that are limited and don't run as frequently. So perhaps the expectation was that it'd be longer before we got a rerun if we would. So that is something. And to talk about my main concern is we get 1 week notice of this, and that's kind of an issue in that this is a pretty major event. We're getting, see, Dracula, Mina, Van Helsing. I don't think Dracula is in this picture, but we get 4 heroes that are coming in the span of probably, pretty soon, but also you don't really have time to save up and decide what you want to do. And that is my problem with it. That is my critique of what the devs have done, whether or not you want to, interpret the devs' messages how you want. That is my critique. And if you guys have any, if you guys have any comments, or, if you guys find any other details, I'll happily look at them. But that's all I found so far regarding, what the devs have officially said, what the devs, usually say about how they usually position certain things. And hopefully this has been a little bit informative to what's been going on. But if you guys are new players and perhaps you weren't here for the first run of this collab, Dracula is very relevant. Mina is going to get a buff that I do believe will make her quite relevant. She's also probably going to be run the same way as a limited, so definitely pick her up. Van Helsing is just in general quite a strong hero, and if you can get him, I'd recommend so. And Vlad Dracula is free, so if possible, try to pick everyone up. And like I said, short notice, so it really would suck if you wouldn't be able to get something, but perhaps that is something that we should also kind of try to communicate to the devs for the future for things like the Assassin's Creed collab and just going forward. So and that's about it. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. I know it's a little bit different than the usual videos that I make. I usually make like a guide or kind of a showcase of a hero, but I wanted to talk about this since it's kind of a recommendation for you guys to both take advantage of the event, but also recognize the different perspectives to what has been going on.